Hey, what's up? Well, I'm back. My dad is finally back at work. Um, First video since he's been off for so long. And I've had 1 extra hour to prepare for it. And I feel much better considering that I've also had an extra hour to sleep. And the first thing that I would like to talk about is how the moon is finally coming back. You know, just like my voice is finally coming back to the way it was, the moon is also back in the sky, only it's the other side that's lit up. And it's in that phase where you can actually see the dark side of the moon. And, you know, they call that, I think it's called like in the waning phase, they call it the new moon in the old moon's arms, and now it's the old moon in the new moon's arms, or something like that. So there's some word for that or phrase. But needless to say, it was in conjunction with Venus, meaning that, you see, that's how they know how much opposition the planets have to the night side of the Earth, what phase the moon is in when they're way up high in the sky. And so when they have the most opposition is when they're way up there with the full moon. So I took a video of the moon last night for the first time in a while. Look at that moon. It is in conjunction with Venus. I'm pretty sure that's Venus. Look how there's so little light, because it spends so little time out at nighttime that you can actually see the dark side. You can see the dark side of the moon. Look. Got a car coming. Stupid car. Messing me up. Stupid car. If we would ever focus, we can see it in conjunction with Venus. See? There's the moon and there's Venus. And I just wanted to document that the moon is coming back, and so is my voice. I tested negative for COVID, so at least I don't have COVID or the flu. And so that's good news. I'm glad about the moon. You know, I'm glad about my voice coming back. I'm glad about my dad going back to work. But, you know, unfortunately, I kind of got behind on a lot of things, so I need to do some laundry. And it just never ends. And I had to set all the clocks back. You know, at least the ones in my room are now in agreement as to what time it is. But he will not touch a single clock. You know, if it were up to him, it would just, well, I mean, I really wish they'd do away with daylight savings time, but he wouldn't even change the batteries, let alone, you know, correct the time. And that's the way my sister is, of course. And that's what I just love about these Fitbits. You know, my mom can make fun of my Fitbit and how ugly it is or unfeminine it is. But at least it knows what time it is. You know, I don't have to set it. So anyway, that's one less thing I have to do. My phone and my Fitbit know what time it is. And so, you know, Venus being in conjunction with the moon was pretty interesting to behold last night. And of course, the moon will stay out just a little bit longer each night, and eventually Venus will no longer be in conjunction with the moon. But it's a good way to measure how much opposition a planet has to the night side of the Earth. And I just wish someone would have explained that to me a long time ago. Okay? That would have been so nice to know. But what I'd like to talk about today, I want to title this video, Get Woke, Go Broke. Okay? And as always, I want to talk about how, you know, just one more video about how the left can try to impose all these things on people, you know, and try to impose their beliefs and say, you can't say this, you can't do that. But what they fail to understand is that we always have the ability to boycott something and say, no, I don't have to buy into X, Y, or Z if they're going to be like that. I don't have to endorse things or support them. If they're going to decide that it's okay for a man to marry a man or a woman to marry a woman, or, you know what I'm saying? Or that, gender is anything but the sex you were born into. You don't have to endorse things like that. So I just wanted to talk about that before the sun gets too bright. Because right now, you know what my face is being illuminated by, as you can see in my glasses? It's my dad's TV. And you know what it's on? It's on mute. Okay? I don't even want to try to figure out how to work that TV and what channel is what, because it's like, I don't know, we may have hundreds or thousands of channels, but I don't really care. You know what? I really don't care what's on that stupid TV, because all it is right now is a light to me. If there was a channel that was just a blank white screen, that would probably be my favorite channel, because that's about how little I care about watching TV. And, right now I'm looking at this black man that has long braided hair. He's got these dreadlocks on this commercial. I don't know why he has his hair like that, but whatever the reason, I don't care. I don't like it. So I'm going to ignore it and just pretend like it's just a bright light. Okay, and I'm not going to pay attention to what's on that TV. Okay, that's exactly how I feel about all these, basically I pretty much lost interest in cartoons altogether. I mean, not that I ever had it to begin with. Make no mistake about it. I am a doll collector, not a cartoon enthusiast. And the only reason I've ever even cared about a cartoon of any sort is because I either had a doll of it or wanted to get a doll of the character. You know what I'm saying? If it can't be made into a doll, I have no use for a cartoon. Okay? I couldn't care less about animation or anything like that because I feel like it's a waste of time and it doesn't appeal to my demographic. So yeah, that's that. Go get woke, go broke. That's the way I feel about it. I don't care about learning how to work that TV because for all I know, my dad might turn around and get something totally different that I would have to relearn how to use. So I care more about what's in the night sky and my telescope and things like that. Things that people have been doing, for hundreds of years, not hundreds of days. Okay, speaking of which, we're getting closer to Christmas every day, like 7 weeks, I think. Getting down to the wire. But, so yeah. And the other thing I want to talk about real quick is how this year is very special. I want to end with this. We've come full circle. I think I made a video a year ago on Friday the 13th in this same outfit when it was new. But something very special about this year that most people haven't noticed, okay? It's 2021, and because 121 is 11 squared, okay? I think this is very unique. Those who were born in a year divisible by 11, like 55, are turning an age that is also divisible by 11, like 66. Yeah, that's right. And like if you're born in 77, you'd be 44, and vice versa. So if your birth year is divisible by 11, then so is your age, okay? They're both divisible by 11 because 121 is divisible by 11. And the other thing that's cool is how if the two numbers in your birth year add up to 11, like I was born in A3, A plus 3 is 11. Well, I turned 38 this year, so you turn the inverse of your age, your birth year. Your age is the inverse of your birth year if the two numbers add up to 11. If the sum is 11 between the ones place and the tens place in your birth year, then your age this year is the reverse of that because 121 is 11 squared. So, most people haven't noticed that, but I did. And people have the tendency to turn A3 the year that my age is equivalent to their birth year. So when I was 22, my grandma made A3 because she was born in 22 and I was born in A3, and the difference remains constant. So, that's a fun fact. So anyway, I'll go ahead and post this video and my moon clip.